Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. The purchase and pricing email question line for your questions about buying this or any watch you see here on Watchbox Reviews or our website. Reach out to me at tmosso at thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the 2018 Rolex Oyster Perpetual GMT-Master II 126715 CHNR, the first ever full rose gold Rolex GMT Master. Now, while most eyes were on the Steel Pepsi Jubilee for 2018, this was a quiet first and for many a favorite, by far the richest of the GMTs and the warmest. It reprises the beloved Rootbeer style bezel with warm red gold tones throughout. Now the timepiece, 40 millimeters in diameter, measures a reasonable 12 millimeters thick from lug to lug, 48 millimeters, and if you include the solid end links of the bracelet, 51 millimeters across the wrist with a 20 millimeter spacing if you're crazy enough to put this watch on some sort of an aftermarket strap, but I still encourage you to experiment. On my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see the watch wears broad, handsome, a good tone. The rose gold, really more red than rose, is a perfect match for almost any skin tone. And as you can see, the watch sits nice, flat, and flush, and it will easily slide underneath any kind of a dress cuff whatsoever. You'll also appreciate the fact that the timepiece is broad and substantial. Though a 40 millimeter watch, it has the impression of a 42 on the wrist, so if you've got that big wrist and 40 sounds too small, give this watch a try. You might be surprised. It does look like a 42 or even a 43 because of the super case profile. Now, taking a quick look at the bracelet, we'll inspect the hardware. We're well into the era of all solid link, end link, and center link Rolex bracelets. The Oyster style, you can see satin finished flanks, polished outer faces, removable links fixed by screws, plenty of gaps on the underside to vent the wrist on a hot day as well as to avoid pinching skin or pulling hair. A high-end model, you can see the internals of the clasp are also finished. Two locking systems. There's a beacon to hook, and you can see the lift lock latch right there. You actually have to lift it to unlock, but double tough, it comes with two locking systems, the clamshell and the lift lock. Note satin flanks around a straight through polish with polished faces, a little kerf underneath the crown so you can lift the clamshell. Inside the clasp, easy link, a 5 millimeter tool-free adjustment system that allows you to take in or take out 5 millimeters, the equivalent of one sizable link. And then if you look inside, you can see there are little divots drilled internally with tracks to help you locate the spring bar with your strap tool. You can relocate the bracelet inside the clasp for sizing. Rolling around to the dial side, my favorite feature of this watch is the bezel. It's lovely and lush with a glossy Cerachrome ceramic surfacing and rose gold deposited inside the indices and the numerals. Now, of course, it's used to offset from Greenwich Mean Time. Assuming you set the 24-hour hand to Greenwich Mean Time, this highly scratch-resistant ceramic top features 24 hours, allowing you to find the local time at an airport or port of destination. 3 time zones theoretically possible at once. The dial features red gold hands and indices and a lovely little gilt style red gold GMT Master II script. It is a glossy black lacquer base, and the red gold for the hands and the indices gives it both warmth as well as resistance to tarnish. You can tell this is an up-to-the-minute Rolex dial because of that little crown between Swiss and made. And of course, you're able to set the 24-hour hand, which moves once around the dial per day, independently from the 12-hour hand, which has that Mercedes-style tri-spoke. Now, you'll note I can actually adjust the date forward or backwards by moving that local hand, and the watch will continue to tick. We should probably wind this watch up if we want it to tick, but in addition to that multiple time zone setting, you have the ability to hack the movement by pulling it out. Now you stop the movement, you can set precisely to a reference time. Inside the case, next generation 3-day power reserve, or to be precise, 70-hour power reserve, caliber 3285, 31 joules, bidirectional automatic winding, now with a rotor bearing instead of the old jeweled staff. It's more shock resistant. The chronogy escapement and a larger mainspring help to extend that power reserve from 48 to 70. The watch still beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. You have the dual time capability of the 12 and the 24, hacking seconds for shock resistance further, a full balance bridge and a free-sprung index, and for anti-magnetism, a blue oxidized niobium zirconium overcoil hairspring known as Parachrom Blue. Screw-down crown, 100 meters water resistant. That overcoil is a Breguet overcoil made by hand to allow the watch to earn a COSC chronometer certification. Rolex then recases the movement into the watch, and as a full watch attests that the timepiece will run no worse than -2 + 2 seconds per day, hence the term superlative chronometer on the dial. It will pace, the COSC, which is -4 + 6 seconds per 24 hours. This is a timepiece that puts it all together: brains and brawn, and, of course, beauty, with Rolex Everrose featuring a high platinum content that prevents the Everrose red gold from fading to yellow over time. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com to start your flight with the legendary Rolex Pilot's Watch. Rolex GMT-Master II Rootbeer Red Gold.